State reforms carried out by King Josiah in the worship of Yahweh in Israel. Maybe to this title you find that the way in which during the time of Jeremiah, the way the Israelites lived was contrary to the covenant way of life. That is why King Josiah decided to take some reforms to bring it back the true worship of Yahweh by Roman 1, repairing the temple so that it will be a place for worship. Roman 2, leading a national ceremony to renew the covenant faith. 3, cleansing the temple of Jerusalem of idols and foreign objects of worship. He abolished the worship of Baal. Roman 4, ordering the destruction of high places and shrines where idols were worshipped throughout Judah. Roman 5, he dismissed all the priests associated with idolatry from serving in the temple. Roman 6, ordering for the celebration of the Passover during the year of his restoration in Jerusalem. He reinstated the Passover feast, which were no longer celebrated and remembered by the people of Judah as instructed by God earlier. Romans 7, humbling himself and showing the true repentance when he was warned by the prophets about God's punishment. Now, what might be the reason as to why King Josiah carried these reforms? So, we have reasons why the reforms were carried out by King Josiah. But remember, even out of that, it failed. It means the reforms which were taken by or carried out by King Josiah never succeeded. What were the reasons? Roman number 1, the reforms were outward. It was not about the inner faith. 2, they were decreed by the king, hence the people were forced to carry them out in obedience of the king, but not in obedience to the God. 3, the reforms failed to change people's hearts so that they will sincerely turn back to God. Roman 4, the people of Judah were weak in faith. Roman 5, the influence of idolatry was strong on Israel. And remember, this was just but from the foreign nation. And remember, it was just but neighboring. Roman 6, the successors of King Josiah were not committed to the covenant faith, hence led people astray. Roman 7, the Israelites were stubborn and very rebellious. Now, before the Israelites were taken to the Babylonian exile, they have their own way in which they were worshiping God. That is why we have this title, Ways in which the Israelites worship God before the Babylonian exile. Roman 1, the Israelites offer animal sacrifices. 2, the Israelites gave offerings and paid tithes for the upkeep of the temple. Roman 3, they observe the 10 commandments. Roman 4, they observe religious rituals such as circumcision. And remember, the circumcision were taking place in the temple as one of the functions of the temple during the time for the Israelites. Roman 5, they kept the Sabbath day holy. 6, praying, singing, and dancing. Roman 7, commemorating God-saving acts through the religious feasts. Roman 8, listening to the teachings of the law which were done by the scribes. Roman 9, carrying out religious reforms to turn back to the covenant way of life. Roman 10, honoring the temple as a sacred place where the Ark of the Covenant was kept. Remember, this keeping of the Ark of the Covenant in Jerusalem symbolizes that God was present. Roman 11, honoring the temple as a place of worship. Roman 12, respecting the Levitical priest and allowing them to preside over worship. Thank you for your time, and remember to support this channel only by subscribing. Be blessed.